It's Ash from SuperVideos back for another live stream Q&A video. This is going to be Q&A number 118. So we'll wait a few minutes for people to show up here. We still have like 2 minutes to go because this stream doesn't officially start till 2 minutes, so we'll just wait a few minutes. Just gotta make sure everything's working. Yep. All right. And let me know if there's any delays or anything with the stream. Should be set to go. There's 2 people watching, so we'll wait to see if there's any more people showing up or if there's any questions here. Voltix33, hello Ash. Hello, how are you? Glad you could join. Doesn't seem to be a lot of questions today, but yeah, we'll just wait a minute. It takes people a few minutes to join, usually. Voltix33, what if Troy had a lost twin who will be encountered by Morgan's group and that's why the actor is coming back? That's a reach. I mean, there's so many flaws with that I don't even want to digest it because 1, where was he before? Why wasn't he mentioned? 2, how did he make it so far by himself if he wasn't with Troy and the others? Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why that's a big stretch. You know what I mean? Giuseppe De Rosa, Yoash. How are you, Giuseppe? Glad you could join us. While I'm waiting for more questions here, let me just do this here. Oh, by the way, I posted a teaser breakdown again for the second half of season 9. There were some new images and scenes from the new teasers that were released that weren't in the main one, and the images of course are new, so I broke those down. It was uploaded like half an hour ago, so definitely check that out after as well, because there was a lot of questions about, you know, certain scenes in there, but that should basically answer all your questions there, because I break it down like a regular teaser breakdown. Okay. Negan's meal sandwich. Do you think Negan will break Lucille over Beta's back? If Beta, well, I mean, we don't know where Lucille is. Assuming that they're gonna stick with comic material and actually have Lucille come back. But if Lucille is there, if Negan can find it, then I think it would make sense for them to just basically replicate or bring to life what happened in the comics. You know what I mean? To have that scene happen. Giuseppe De Rosa, I just got home. It's in time for the Q&A. That's great. Voltex33, imagine Troy, Daniel, Morgan, and Carol together. They would destroy Saviors or even Whisperers by themselves. Troy, Daniel, Morgan, and Carol. Well, Daniel, Morgan, and Carol I agree with, but Troy, he had a few screws loose. You know what I mean? Not that Morgan and Daniel don't. They kind of do as well, but for Troy, it's a different type of screws being loose. You know what I mean? He's not stable. At least Daniel is more stable. And Morgan, depending on the day, he's probably more stable than Troy. Giuseppe De Rosa, wow. Negan sees women as objects. Wow. Oh, just kidding. Yeah, that used to. We don't know what he's like anymore, right? AJYT Abbott, hey Ash, hey, how are you? AJYT, glad you could join. Negan's Mayo Sandwich. Did you see the deleted scene from 908 from AMC Premiere? No, I didn't. I don't have AMC Premiere. We don't get it in Canada, so I can't get it. But I'm sure it's going to be on YouTube somewhere. I'll check it out for sure. Voltex33. It's a shame they didn't show Negan's reaction to Rick's death. Yeah, that would have been interesting. Yeah, agree with that. AJYT Abbott, Troy has even more screws loose now thanks to that hammer. I see what you did there. Yeah. Good one. Giuseppe Rosa, now, or not gonna lie, Negan making women sleep with him just like rape, so he's kind of a hypocrite. Yes and no at the same time. Yes, that is true, but no in a way where, even though it's like that, comparing what the Whisperers really do and what Negan does, even though at the surface it might be the same, it's completely different. You know what I mean? AJYT Abbott, I'm doing good. I read the newest issue of The Walking Dead without getting spoiled. What a rush. No spoiler for me. Yeah, it's actually interesting. Comic book material or comic issues, I don't get any spoilers. Like, even if I read the issue a few days late, I don't get spoiled for it, because it's not like, at least for this channel, which is good, people don't go in the comments and just put spoilers for the comic book for me, for this channel. But for the TV show, for some reason, they do that. And yeah. But the comic book is good for me, because I don't ever get anything spoiled for me. Even the latest issue, I read it like 2 days late. Or did I? I think it was the previous months. And it wasn't spoiled for me. HYT Abbott, or I just read that. Negan's mayo sandwich. In the deleted scene, Siddiq was brushing Rosita's hair. It was just weird. Really? I never saw that. They are foreshadowing what's to come then, if that's the case. And they're sticking with comic material almost to the T, if they're doing that. HYT Abbott, that does sound weird. It does, but two things. One, comic book material, you know, that's pretty much where it comes from, even though they didn't really show it 100% like that in the comics, but it's hinting at that, you know what I mean? And second, time jump. We don't know what happens between them in the time jump, so could be completely, you know, in character for both of them to do that, you know what I mean? Giuseppe De Rosa, I gotta check out your top 10 volumes video. Yeah, definitely check it out. I hope people like it. I mean, I tried to do something a little bit different. I hope you guys like that. It was really like a Throwback Thursday type of video, and that's exactly why I titled it that. Or I called it that, and I wanted to release it every Thursday. This one, I couldn't quite get it out on Thursday, but the rest I will. But it's just a matter of, you know, reflecting back on the previous stuff that we've seen in both comic and TV show. And basically, what do you call it? You know, thinking about what it was about and why we enjoyed it in the first place. HYT Abbott, do you think Luke and Alden will get captured? It's shown in the teaser. They are surrounded. Yeah, I think they get captured, and I think they are swapped with Lydia when Alpha and the Whisperers get to the hilltop. But I don't think they die. Not just yet. Negan's mayo sandwich, but I think Rosita will end up with Eugene, though. Do you? Well, if they're going with the comic material, it's both, basically. Not gonna go too much detail there. Voltex33, I really like Yumiko in the show. She's a great character. Yeah, Yumiko in the show is definitely interesting. I like her more than the comic book version, for sure. No, Nova Drink 75. Hi Ash, why do you think of the nature... Wait. What do you think of the nature of Alpha and the Whisperers? The way Beta lets other Whisperers abuse her daughter and disguising themselves as walkers. It's twisted. It's, you know, crazy. You know what I mean? So... yeah, much like the comics, I want them dead and gone. But I want an interesting story to come out of their story before they are killed off. But it just shows like how twisted people get and how far people go in the apocalypse to basically live and survive. And how bad it gets. You know what I mean? We saw that a little bit with the Hunters from the comic book or the Termites from the TV show. It's the same type of thing. How far people go to survive. And to keep their power in a way. Giuseppe De Rosa, I really only care about old characters. No, some of the new characters are pretty cool. Let's see. Magna, I'm starting to really like. Yumiko was another one. Kelly. Let's see. Depends what you call old and new. Do you view Negan as a new character or an old character? Because he's definitely ones I really like. Even though he hasn't really redeemed himself 100% to me. He never will. But at the same time, I really like the character. Negan's made a sandwich, but in the sneak peek, she was asleep, not awake. Oh, you were talking about the deleted scene. So she was awake when Siddiq was doing that? I mean, you don't know when that was. It could have been afterwards when she got up, she got all crazy and stuff, and maybe they calmed her down, and maybe that's after that. Voltix33, what if Troy was the leader of Woodbury instead of governor? Troy was the leader of Woodbury instead of governor. I think he would have ended up the same. I mean, there was a lot of similarities between those two characters. They were both twisted in the head and both wanted power. Both loved having power. Giuseppe De Rosa, Troy is a trash-ass leader. Yeah, he wouldn't be able to be as good of a leader as the governor was. And the governor was a terrible leader. You know what I mean? So that just puts things into perspective. How bad of a leader Troy is if he was a leader. Or he would have been if he was a leader. AJYT Abbott, it would be insane if they keep Rosita around, put Gabriel Hutt's head on the pike, and then give Rosita Gabriel's death next season. Either way, I don't see Gabriel making it after season 10. I think Gabriel is safe for season 9. I think. But Rosita, I don't think so. There's been just too many hints. Too many convenient hints. You know what I mean? NovaJink75, according to Alpha, she allowed Lydia to be abused to harden her when in reality it only weakened her and damaged any chances of a real relationship with her daughter. Yeah, absolutely. Epic Zombie Killer Entertainment Channel Q&A. Hey Ash, how do you see them bringing Troy back? Do you think she or he survived? I don't know how they're going to bring him back. I mean, if he survived, it's just a desperate move. I mean, there was no way he was going to survive. How do I think he's going to come back? I don't know. I mean, do I want him to come back? No. Honestly. So, I don't know. Negan's Meal Sandwich. My favorite characters are Negan, Rosita, and Eugene. Negan, I agree. Rosita, no. Eugene, not really. Just Happy De Rosa, which characters will be alive at the end? I'll do my death predictions. Again, another one for the second half. But I'll hold up or I'll hold off on it until later in the season. Because I don't think we're going to get any major deaths before the finale. And I think the finale is when we're going to see the lineup scene. And you know, I just want to reserve my predictions for that. So I will do my death predictions, and it'll be exclusively for that later in the second half. Maybe after episode 15 or before episode 15. Because I think it's going to be in episode 16 when it's actually going to happen. We're going to get the multiple deaths. But I don't want to do it right before the episode airs. Like, I want to do it after episode or before episode 15, because I think episode 15 and 16 feed into each other. Like, we're gonna see something happen in 15 and the reveal is gonna come in episode 16. Did I miss? How many questions did I miss? Yeah, there we go. AJYT Abbott, the only reason I think Tara is still alive is because of Rick's exit. They're trying to keep some of the characters from the first 4 or 5 seasons. Could be. But Tara wasn't, like, no one really likes Tara that much to care too much for her dying or leaving. So maybe, but maybe not. Negan's Meal Sandwich, but I don't get how Siddiq and Rosita would get into a relationship in one day because she only has been in the infirmary after a day and a half. Well, there was the 6-year time jump. They could have had their relationship then, not in the one day. That's not what I mean. I mean, in the 6 years that there was the time jump, that's probably when they had some sort of bond, and that's when they built their relationship. Voltix33, Morgan's group from Fear the Walking Dead versus the Whisperers. Morgan's group from Fear can't do much, you know? They don't have any good fighters. Compared to the survivors. And even the survivors might not be able to fight off the Whisperers as easily as they think. Nova Jinx 75. I want to see how they'll portray Lydia and how she feels about her mother. I feel like she wants to have her mother's back, but Alpha doesn't even treat Lydia as her child and shows zero affection. Yeah, I think they're going to bring that from the comics almost to the T. I don't think they're going to change that. That's too much of a big key part of the story that taking it out just doesn't make sense. AJYT Abbott, what is your favorite human death in The Walking Dead? I'm split between Rick biting Joe's throat out and Spencer's gutting in season 7. My favorite human death? Depends what you mean by that. The one that I enjoyed the most? I would say... Let me think. So we're not looking at characters that we love who got killed. I'm assuming that's what you mean. Yeah, Spencer's was a good one and Joe's. I agree. Gareth as well. Gareth was pretty badass. Especially what led to that moment. AJYT Abbott, the finale is going to be so intense. Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait for the finale. I don't think anyone's really ready for the finale. And I know we said that about the premiere of season 7, but it's a different ball game with the Whisperers, you know? So I don't think anyone's really ready. Even comic fans and comic readers, I don't think they're ready. Giuseppe De Rosa, what if Daryl versus Beta in... Wait. What if Daryl versus Beta is like the Carl versus Ron fight? LOL. Well, that'll be terrible. I mean... You're comparing Daryl and Beta to Ron and Carl? I don't think that's going to be the same fight. I think Daryl's going to get his ass whooped. That's what I think is going to happen. Epic Zombie Killer Entertainment Channel, Q&A, hey Ash. Who do you think will get killed by the Whispers in the finale? I'm doing a prediction video for that. Later, like before the finale, like maybe 2 weeks before the finale. So it's way too early for us to predict that right now. I did one already, and it's on the channel, but it was because I was getting a lot of requests. And I'm sure that that's going to change in the second half, and the closer we get to the finale. Some of the characters I chose will be there, but some of them will not. It'll change for sure. Negan's Mayo Sandwich, and Negan said Rosita was chatting up a storm. I think she was talking about Eugene, and Negan was about to spill the tea. Maybe. That could be. Could be. I know what you mean. I know what you're talking about. AJYT Abbott, she will, or we will probably get a moment in episode 15 where Alpha comes back to the Whisperers camp holding a bloody machete, and she says they have no idea what's in store for them. I mean, they could do that. That wasn't in the comics, but I think if they want to have the shock factor for non-comic readers, they don't want to do that. Think about it. In the comics, it was such a big, shocking thing because we didn't have any clue. If we had a clue based on, if Alpha said that, then we would expect something, you know what I mean? But we had absolutely no clue what was going on, what was going to happen. We knew maybe someone was dead, but we didn't know it was going to be as big as it was. And if Alpha says that, she's not going to say that if it's just one person, And for non-comic readers, it's going to ruin it for them. They're going to know what's coming. They're going to know it's going to be a massacre. You know what I mean? Voltex33, what if Negan helped Spencer take over Alexandria? That would have been a terrible story. AJYT Abbott, even comic readers aren't ready for what's coming. Yeah, I agree with that. Nova Jinx 75, I was a little... Think about it. It's different in the comics. Because, you are connected to the characters, but I feel like the connection is way more in the show when we are actually seeing the actors play the characters. And we are connected to the characters in a way we are not in the comics. So I think it's a different type of thing. Same goes for Glenn's death. In the comics, Glenn died. We were devastated as comic readers, but when we saw it in the TV show, it was just a different type of thing. And even though it was a shocking thing because it was a double death and it was the second death, but still, you know, we weren't ready for it. We weren't ready for it, and it just had a different type of impact. Nova Jinx 75, I was a little confused from the trailer when Alpha was seen from behind. At first I thought it was a man based off of the body, but I guess Samantha Morton has muscles to show for that. Yeah, first I thought that was a guy too, honestly. But then I thought, I'm like, who has a bald head that's gonna be coming up? And I'm like, Alpha? That's Alpha? How? But yeah, I see what you're saying. But it is Alpha. AJYT Abbott. The Daryl versus Beta fight needs to be as intense as Rick versus Negan. Rick versus Negan wasn't intense at all. It was a disappointment, to be honest. I hope it's more exciting than that and more intense. It was okay, the Negan-Rick thing, but they could have made it be here, right? And it was like right here only. Or this is what we were expecting, and this is what we got. Nova Jinx 75, I want to see Alpha get into a fight with a character. From what Alpha Samantha Morton looks like, she has some physical strength and would probably hold her own in a fight. Yeah, I think they might do that. They might do a Michonne Alpha thing. But I think Alpha is going to run away because I don't think she's going to die in that manner. I think they're going to keep her death just like it was in the comics. And I don't want to spoil that. AJYT Abbott, Spencer wouldn't last a second against the Whisperers. Yeah, that's absolutely true. AJYT Abbott, again, yeah, like we've known Rosita since season 4. If we lose her, reactions are going to be huge. Yeah, but Rosita, I don't think the impact is going to be the same as, let's say, someone else like Carol or even Ezekiel. I think people will be devastated by Rosita's death, but I don't think it'll be as big as Ezekiel even. Or, of course, Carol. I'm not saying they're going to die. I'm just saying. Giuseppe De Rosa, damn, the actor of Alpha hit the gym hard. Yeah, I mean, we didn't see that much. Yes, she has a bit of muscle, but we didn't see that much to kind of say that. But yeah, she does look bigger than Alpha in the comics, definitely. More muscular in a way. Negan's Mayo Sandwich, do you think they will follow Eugene's comic storyline with the radios and her hears Stephanie on the radio? Yeah, I think they are going to do that. I don't think they're going to change that. It's not going to come anytime soon, but they're going to do that probably. And it makes the most sense for it to be Eugene. Could be Gabriel too, actually. Because he did find the radios that they have that is going to be the same radios probably that they're going to use to connect with Stephanie. So it could be Gabriel, but I think it's going to be Eugene. Nova Jinx 75, Ash, what do you think of casting for Alpha and Beta? Samantha Morton and Ryan Hurst. Morton played villains like Alpha before, but I've never seen a Hurst work before, so I'll have to see. I think it's perfect casting. I haven't really seen those actors in other things. I know Ryan Hurst was in Sons of Anarchy, but I haven't seen that. But just the looks alone kills it. You know what I mean? Acting-wise, what they can perform, I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. But the looks, the physical characteristics that they have, matches 100%. AJYT Abbott, we're going to shut this thing down in like a minute because I've been going for 30 minutes already. And I do want to finish a few things, and I'm going out tonight with a friend. So can't quite stay as long as I usually do. So yeah, maybe a minute, maybe another minute. AJYT Abbott, they had Rick do the thing to Negan too early in the fight. I wanted to see Rick coughing up blood. Negan battered and bruised, and all we got was a snooze fest of a fight. Yeah, I agree with that. Giuseppe De Rosa, the first time Spencer shot at the truck, I was like, this guy looks awesome. Then what he did to Rick, I'm like, this guy sucks balls. Yeah. Spencer was a different type of character. I mean, we have seen cowards like Gabriel initially, but Spencer was just a different type of coward. AJYT Abbott, Ryan Hurst looks like a total badass as Beta. Yes, he does. Negan's Mayo Sandwich, I heard something that Gabriel will hear Jadis on the radio like Eugene heard Stephanie on the comics, but I think it would be weird. Yeah, I think the story that we have with Jadis and the helicopter community is different than the Commonwealth, which is where Stephanie's from, which we're talking about. For non-comic readers, don't worry about that right now. But I think those are different communities, 2 different communities. NovaJink75, according to Greg Nicotero, he says, Samantha Morton absolutely terrifies me on set every day. That's interesting. Voltex33, they should keep Beta's identity as mysterious as it is in the comics. They will. They probably will. They'll do us or give us the reveal when the reveal comes in the comics the same way, but I think for the most part he'll be masked. Giuseppe De Rosa, here's the perfect recasting. Rick, George Clooney, Daryl, Dwayne Johnson, Carol, Selena Gomez. No. That's all I gotta say, no. And you say just kidding. Yeah, I know that. I know you're kidding. NovaJink75, I'm surprised Beta hasn't tried to overthrow Alpha because he's physically bigger. I want to know what Alpha does to keep stuff like that from happening. I think she does a lot she does a lot to stop things from happening, and we will see a lot of that, I think. Giuseppe De Rosa, most background character are wussies. Yeah. Giuseppe De Rosa, Beta loves Alpha. Maybe. That wasn't confirmed 100% in the comics, but I think that might be it. Giuseppe De Rosa, he's in love with her. Yeah, I think so. Negan's Mayo Sandwich, do you think Negan will say to Beta, what is your name? A big guy like the comics? Yeah, I think he'll call him, what did he call him in the comics? Frowny McTwoKnives. Yeah, he's gonna call him that probably. It's clean too. They can say it in the show. They're gonna do it. It's clean. It's a Negan thing to say. It's epic. Giuseppe De Rosa put Tom Holland as Rick. All I can say is, Giuseppe, please don't become a casting agent. Because, yeah, your casting calls are a bit off. And I know you're kidding. Giuseppe De Rosa, if you could switch 2 actors from 2 characters, who would you choose? 2 actors from 2 characters. That's a good question. Let me think. I would say Tara. Just switch her with someone else because I don't like the character, but I like the actress. So, yeah, that's one. But, you know, you can switch it with anyone. The other, I would say... Let me think. Merle. I would keep Merle around. Just switch him with someone else and keep him around. Maybe Merle and Daryl. Daryl, you know what I mean? Yeah, Daryl is cool. We like him, but imagine if Merle, the actor that plays Merle, played Daryl. That would be pretty epic. Negan's Mayo Sandwich, and we gotta shut this thing down, but let's do 2 more questions. Jolly Green and Frowny McTwoKnives. Yeah, those were the nicknames Negan gave Beta. NoahJink75, will Alpha make it through season 10? Because I don't know what the flow of the story is and how it will turn out. Yeah, I think she's gonna make it to season 10. But I think she's gonna die early on in season 10. I hope that she doesn't, because I like the character, and I hope that they remix the story a little bit and give her more time. But if they follow the comics, she's gonna die early on in the season 10. Giuseppe De Rosa, you have to switch to actors from the show. Didn't I answer that? I think I answered that already. Baltics 33. Do you think Hospital Group is still alive? No, they're dead. I don't think they have enough resources and enough people to survive this long. Giuseppe De Rosa, like for example, Lauren Cohen as Rosita. Oh, I see. Yeah, I will do Michael Rooker as Daryl, and that I think that would be interesting. Michael Rooker as Daryl and Norman Reedus as Merle. I think that would be pretty interesting. And the other thing, probably, let me see. Stephen Ogg as Simon, switched that with another savior that's still alive, because I love Stephen Ogg. I wanted him to stay longer. Nova Jig 75, and that's the last question, or last two questions, these two, and then I'm cutting it off because I do have to get going here. Do you think Alpha will be seen before Beta? It seems like she'll arrive at Hilltop before Beta is seen in the big fight with Daryl. Yeah, I think so. I think it's gonna be Lydia first, then Alpha, then Beta. Same way it worked the same way in the comics, I think. Negan's Mayo Sandwich. Do you think Negan will kill Alpha? Yes. Giuseppe De Rosa. One more. I'm casting Lionel Messi in The Walking Dead. Okay. You know that's time. You know it's time to shut it off when we get questions like that. Anyway, it was a great Q&A session. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I will see you very, very soon. I have some videos coming up this week. Stay tuned for those. But we do have the suggested video this week as well, which is a good one. So stay tuned. I will see you very soon.